Finally, an actual cod, well, codling, but one that's probably a better pound. Thank God. I'm sorry I haven't been able to speak to the camera yet, but that is a beautiful fish. Thank you for coming over to the English side. Cheers, boys. Woohoo! So I suppose now I've had a fish, I can make an episode. Finally, got myself a cod that's over 2 ounces in weight. Unfortunately, this cod wouldn't go back. So even though it is only a baby, 2 lovely fillets on there. So I will be making a catch and cook video for you all. I'm over the moon to catch this fish, you know. Thank God. So a little bit about what I'm doing. I've come over to the English side. I'm fishing on the Severn beach. I've got 2 rods out. I've got myself a load of Bob's Bait and Tackle black lug, and it's going out on pulleys. Out the front here it's quite weedy, so I'm trying to get over it with a cast, but as I'm bringing it in, I mean, this cod felt like it was about £10 coming in because it had a load of weed on it. But anyway, so let's hope we can get a couple more. Get in there. Okay, so this little cod here, he's in rigor mortis now. I've only caught him, it's probably only been 2.5 hours since I caught him, but they always tend to go out when the mouth and the gills flare, and they bruise really easily. You'll see cod here, they bruise really easily, especially if you're catching them on chesil. They're sitting on the shingle for a couple of hours before you take them home. But I just wanted to say that this cod is actually much smaller than I would normally take, but unfortunately this one wouldn't go back. So rather than let it go to waste, I thought I'd take the opportunity to show you how I fillet my fish ready to eat. And I just thought I'd also show you, it's quite straightforward, but how I like to dispatch the fish when we catch them. I wouldn't do it really on camera how I would normally do it, but I'd like to hold the fish, and if you just use your knuckles, the front of your knuckles there, and clonk them on the top of the head, that is a great way, especially with cod, to dispatch them straight away. Works also on bass as well, but it's not so easy on bass, and obviously the bigger the fish get, the harder it is, but it's a quick, easy way of dispatching them, ready to take home. Obviously only ever dispatch fish if you're going to be taking them home for the table. Though it is small, there are 2 fillets on there that are going to be perfectly fine for eating. So let's get to filleting this little beauty. Okay, so my first little bit of advice would be, if you can help it, keep the head and the guts in when you're filleting. This just makes things a bit easier. If you take the head off, it makes things start getting, and if you gut them as well, it makes things a little bit more difficult too. So I'll show you how I like to fillet my fish. I like to get a nice sharp knife, go in along the back, alongside the dorsal, slice in nice and deep, trying to keep as tight to the spine as you possibly can. There isn't one way to fillet a cod, everybody does it slightly different. Go all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, and then if you push the blade in just down in behind the rib cage, and it should come out near the anal fin or through the anus, and then point the blade down towards the spine and cut towards the tail all the way down. Now I also like to leave that fillet like that flapping before I do the other side. Again, it just makes things a bit easier. I then like to cut down towards the top of the rib cage. So put your knife in, down towards the ribs, slice down. Don't go through the ribs though. Slice it down, and we'll come back and we'll finish that after. The same on the back side. I find the easiest way to get the meat off the ribs is to actually get in there and just tear it away with your thumb from the ribs. Push it down. All the way. And if you want to get a few niggy bits, put through. And a little bit of meat sticks to the ribs there. And then cut down around the head, just behind the fin, cut around it. And there you go. One fillet, completely boneless. Nice size fillet, go lovely with chips. And then do exactly the same on the other side. Then you can see the ribs there. A little bit of meat left on the ribs, didn't do a great job there, but almost nothing left there. Lovely fillet. We have it. 2 lovely fillets. So once you've done your fillets, it shouldn't take too long. Next thing you want to do is you want to prepare it to make it ready to cook. So with cod, when it's first caught, it's got this almost like jelly-like texture and look. So what you want to do is, you want to get some salt, cover it in salt to taste. You don't have to go crazy with it. And then you want to put that in the fridge for at least a day. So put them in the fridge. And we'll come back tomorrow, and it should be a little whiter in colour, and then I'll show you how I like to cook it. Right, it's now Sunday, 2 days after I caught the cod. Here he is, been chilling in the fridge for the last couple of days. Covered it up to keep it nice and moist. So now I'm gonna just show you how I prepare it, ready for cooking. Nice and simple. I don't cover it in batter. All I do is I make get some flour, put it on a plate, grate some salt and pepper into it, get the fish in it both sides, and then shallow fry it. So I'll show you that now. Okay, plain flour, pepper, grate that in, a bit more. And then get your salt, grate that in, simply get your fish, lovely jubbly, both sides, in the flour, in the flour, in the flour, in the flour. And all that'll do then is it'll give it a nice crispy edge to it, and it'll go nice golden brown. Beautiful, look at that, beautiful. So it doesn't take very long to cook. These are only small fillets, so just a couple of minutes both sides. Wait till it's golden brown, and away we go. There we have it. Fish, chips and peas. Cheated a little bit. Oven chips. Now it's time to tuck in. So I hope you enjoyed that little catch and cook. Sorry the cod wasn't very impressive, but if you liked it, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And thanks very much for watching. Remember to respect the fish, respect the marks, tight lines.